they sucked.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that why you tell that to me all the time?
Well, that's just the thing because
You let
if
the
somebody
crowd tell you if you
right,
suck.
exactly. If you suck, you will know.
Yeah, I don't hear a whole lot of courtesy laughs out there. It's a little
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
When you perform, like some people ask me, like, what's harder,
Ugh.
music or comedy?
Well, I've spoken in front of lots of different smaller crowds and groups, and you know how when you're talking, you'll
Yeah.
try to make a little laugh.
Uh,
It sucks when you say something like that's supposed to make a laugh and it doesn't.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
it's
sucks.
exactly what it's like.
Dead quiet. Yeah, because you're expecting that laughter to almost bridge what
Yeah.
you're gonna say next, and instead you were met with complete silence. And that is my experience. I'm not saying I know anything about comedy because I don't in that sense. I know how to appreciate comedy. I really love comedy. I like making people laugh, in small conversations. But the event of dealing with a crowd is just, I mean, in your experience, what has that been like compared to music?
Way different.
Way different.
Because I mean, with music, people could be nice. Like they could just act. They could clap
Right.
when you're done, and they can act like they're enjoying the music, but they're not. They might be enjoying the beat.
Right. But you know almost
But
immediately.
with comedy,
Okay, I gotcha.
if you're not funny, like you just said, like when it falls flat, it falls flat.
Yeah.
But the thing is like I had to tell myself it's not as personal as you take it,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people take it like, oh, this person thinks I'm stupid. They don't think I'm funny at all. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's that sometimes when you do that, you did it in a way where they don't realize it's a joke. So they think you're talking, so they don't know to laugh because it's not.
the setup is off.
The setup, your timing is
Execution.
off. Whatever
Yeah.
about your execution didn't make it seem like it's. They think you're still getting to the joke,
Yeah.
but you already said your punchline. But they don't know. So in
Ooh.
that situation, you just keep going.
Yeah, it's not that you're not funny.
Just
It's just
push.
the format's
Yeah.
a little.
And once you learn to just push, like if that ever does happen, just push past it. Go to the next
Yeah.
thing. Like push past it. Act like that wasn't supposed to be funny. Like just that it was part of it, and just don't let it ruin your confidence on stage.
Find a way to spin it and make it funny.
Yeah. Like exactly. Just be
Like
innovative.
if nobody laughs, just say that's your best joke ever. Sorry.
Um,
I wonder if that would be funny. I don't know.
I like.
Just totally take the
I
fall.
choose not to acknowledge.
Okay.
Because they might not have noticed.
Right.
It's just like acting.
Yeah.
Because I did a lot of that, and it's like when that happens on stage.
Yeah.
Some's supposed to be funny, and it doesn't. You don't do it right,
Mhm.
and it doesn't come off funny, or some people just don't think it's funny, and you just keep going. You just keep pressing. You made a mistake, but other people might not know.
Right.
Don't tell them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let them know that you made a mistake.
Yeah, because like you
You'll-
get caught with your ears down and shit, and it might
You'll
even make it
learn,
worse.
dude, when they do notice that you messed up,
Yeah.
they'll cringe.
Yeah.
They'll tell you. If they're just staring at you like this, like they don't know.
Uh-huh.
But if they're like, are they? Oh, you get one of those?
Yeah.
Like you fucked up.
have you ever been like booed off or anything like that?
I've never been booed off stage, but I've bombed, and if I was up there a little longer,
Yeah.
I might have been booed off. It was my second time ever doing comedy.
What was the bomb? Like, what happened? You just kind of, I gotta go.
You know what it was? It was I get on stage the first time I ever did comedy, and I did okay. And I thought I let it get to my head. And the second time I went on stage, I was trying to be a comic more than I was trying to be me.
Ah,
And the jokes that I told, it was a whole new set, which is stupid.
right.
I told an entire new set full of jokes I never when
practiced.
You do that, but they're jokes. They're not me, and it was me trying to sound like my favorite comics. And I think that's a mistake we all do.
Yeah.
And it's so far from my personality that it didn't land at all. And it was one of those things where I could see people's pain in their face, what they're like embarrassed for me.
Ooh,
that's
One of those, and I felt it, they felt it. And it's because when you get off stage after one of those moments, no one talks to you.
Yeah.
It's the walk of shame. It's like you have like
You know it's
cooties.
been done. You
And
know what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's kind of just like, and then, like as you walk by, you go home and you cry.
Yeah.
It's like taking a real smelly shit in the middle of a very busy bathroom. You
Yeah.
walk out of that
It's
stall.
like
You know what
farting
you
in
did.
front of your crush.
Exactly. Everyone knows what you did. They know it's you. Yeah.
Yeah, you drive home with the music off.
But
Yeah.
like that's what I've heard that's what makes it great though. That's what makes you better is like having
well,
that.
I like what you said too. because I could
Takes a lot of
see that
courage, too.
being a really fundamental process about becoming a comedian, or becoming, you could apply it to a lot of things, but in the instance that you're trying to execute your jokes with you
Yeah.
instead of with the persona of your favorite comedian, I think that I mean, you could probably attest to the fact that there's a lot of discovery in that, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Those times are the
Like-
ones that teach you the most. If you, I learned this from Rob Santos too. That if you don't know who you are,
Yeah.
you can't be a good comic. You
Dude.
really have to have a solid foundation of yourself and know exactly who you are, because that's, if you notice, whenever you're making your friends laugh and whenever you're in a crowd and you're not on stage but you're with people
Uh-huh.
and you're the center of attention, you're making everybody laugh, it's because you're being you.
Yeah.
It's because those are always times when you're comfortable
Dude.
the most and you're being yourself. That translates to the stage the same way it translates to your friends when you're around them, because you are funny
Yeah.
and you have to be yourself. If you're not the type of person that can do that normally,
Right.
then you're probably not going to make a great
people
comic.
put a lot of, in other words, I feel like if I was comparing myself to the times where I try to be funny versus the times that I am funny, that hits home, man, big time, because
I'm still waiting
it's,
for that time, Mike.
it's always come on.
Give me this one, Dale.
The instances in which I feel like I really, had a good time and shared a lot of laughs and made a lot of laughs is usually when I'm most comfortable with myself in that environment versus, say, when I'm trying. It never works when you're trying to force being funny.
No, because comedy is so natural. Laughing is a natural thing. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not something you control. That's why they have on YouTube, they have challenges, don't laugh challenges,
Right.
because it's such a natural impulse to do it that it's a challenge to not when something's funny. So if it's natural to laugh and every culture on earth does it,
Yeah,
no
it's
matter
like
what
music.
language you speak,
It's like music.
it's like
Yeah.
music. So if that's the case, then the source should work the same way.
Dude, that's a big point. I like that. I haven't come across yet, and I love philosophy. I said it before, and in all philosophy and lectures, whenever the topic of humor comes up, they say humor, comedy, all that. Well, not all that, but humor and comedy are the highest forms of intelligence, whether you know it or not.
Oh.
Because you need a very keen mindset to know what's funny and how to make people laugh, and doing that. Not only is it an extremely high form of intelligence, which you might not recognize because you're like, well, that doesn't send a rocket to space, but that's because you're valuing intelligence on that scale. But on a scale of what it does for people is when you make somebody genuinely laugh, you force them to do that. They have no chance. They can't fight away from it. And it's not done out of malevolence. It's not done out of any forceful nature to mislead somebody. What in fact it does is it puts people, this is getting deep, to put people in a meditative state, because notice when you're laughing, you
put a shot of tequila in that beer?
think
What the
nothing else. When you're laughing, you think of nothing else
Right.
but what
But
you're
you're
laughing
laughing.
at.
Right, exactly.
So you're almost forced into a meditative state, because when you and again, this is I know it's kind of deep,
Hang on to your socks, ladies and gentlemen.
hang on to your
Fucking
socks,
go.
and it may seem hokey or whatnot, but when the whole point of meditation and acquiring a Zen state is literally ridding your mind of all things. When you're laughing, you are doing that. You are thinking about nothing. It is on par with an orgasm. It is that deep.
I don't know
And-
about you, Mike, but I never think about anything. I just empty. It's
Just
empty
totally
up here.
empty mind up
It's
there.
always empty.
No, but you know what I mean? Like
No,
when you're
absolutely.
really rolling in a laugh, like you're fucking
Yeah.
stitched.
Nothing hurt. Well, why do you think we do it?
Yeah, it's so medicinal in that way.
Being able to, I look at it as people, they come on stage, like they they have their days. There's X amount of people in the crowd. You don't know what kind of day they had. And
Yeah,
then
you
they
might
show
make
up,
it.
and to make them feel like that
Yeah.
for any amount of time. is
Takes them out
rewarding.
of that stressful world
Takes
they
them
live
right out of it, and they're only thinking about that.
in. Yeah.
And
They
that's
go home laughing.
Rewarding, yeah.
They go home, they tell
They
their friends.
talk about their
they
friends.
try to tell the
they
joke
try to
over-
tell your jokes.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's awesome.
You're never
Plus,
able to tell it good the second. Like you're
no
never able,
one
yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the best part. And when they go up to you
Yeah.
after the show and they tell you, I've had people tell me I had a shitty day.
Yeah.
and you made it
Thank
better.
you.
You're the
Oh,
highlight
dude,
of my
that's
day.
awesome.
I love that.